Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Tyler Schwartz. I'm the former head of media for LeeChess.org, and I'm founder of a company called Storytime Chess, a board game that, believe it or not, teaches chess to children starting at 3 years old. Very proud of that. We have over 20 international awards, including People's Choice for Toy of the Year. I'd like to thank FIDE for having me here today. Today we are talking about strategic partnerships for chess. This is connecting some of the biggest chess organizations and clubs with the top companies in the world. I'm very proud and honored to be moderating this esteemed panel, and I'd love to get the conversation started. Our first speaker is a computer science graduate from ITMO University and a longtime organizer of programming competitions. She's the head of communications for the International Collegiate Programming Contest. This is Lidia Perovskaya.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Even though I will be talking about programming competitions, in my opinion, the people that participate in them are also very similar to the wonderful chess players in the world. We've had some success in working together with plenty of partners, sponsors, and co-organizers. And I wish all of our experience comes in handy for everyone interested in chess, either professional or recreational one. If you have never seen a programming competition, it is a lot like chess. Because in a room full of talented, say, high school kids, just a week ago, 350 of them represented over 80 countries in teams of 4. They had to leave all their electronics behind, to not use their phones, to not have any external communication, and for 5 hours in a row, be concentrated on problem solving, on pattern recognition, on making sure that they remember everything that they've studied for, to make sure that they can perform under pressure, that they come back from a maybe unsuccessful first hour of a competition, but still end up on top, showing top of their performance. Programming competitions are ultimately a mental sport. ICPC, just one of them. International Collegiate Programming Contest is focused on university students. Teams of 3 represent their alma mater or an academic organization that they study currently at, and then go through a grueling filter of multi-level competitions to be called the best of the best, to end up being on the top out of tens of thousands, up to 70,000 students competing in a single year from all over the world. It's a competition that makes sure that if you are interested in becoming better at something, you have all the resources that you need to actually achieve that success. And it is very much a team sport. We do strongly believe in teamwork, and all of these are qualities that I know are also very typical for chess players all around the world. I'm not implying that every chess player needs to go into software engineering, even though if you're interested, we are very welcome. But rather that those qualities are ultimately what attracts so many partners to our competitive programming projects and to chess as well. In general, what we feel like we do, and ICPC is a non-profit organization. It's a foundation that unites thousands of volunteers across the globe who all work for the general purpose of organizing those programming competitions. Is we are building trust. We are the place where we are able to guarantee that people compete fairly, that people compete in identical setting, that they're able to perform at the best of their ability, that they train for that purpose, and that they're able to show their best. And then we make sure that anytime down the line, regardless of whether it was just a high school kid and 10 years later he will be able to prove the achievement, or a new grad who just participated in our competitions last year, they have something to show for it. And this is ultimately what plenty of our partners are looking for. As well as, we are ultimately a team of storytellers. Our goal is to make sure that we shine the spotlight on the best and the brightest, but also through that spotlight distribute resources that are usually only available to the best and the brightest to the wider range of people. We are combining outreach with a sport, making sure that even if you would not achieve a top 10 in an international rating, you would still have plenty of opportunities and become part of the community. In that sense, every chess player values trust and fair play. And these are, again, the qualities that every employer and every company in the world wants their brand to be associated with. In general, we identify 3 categories of our core partners. I do not like using the word sponsorship because we're always striving for something better, for something more critical. And one of our core partners that I feel brought the excellent strength and, again, trust and authority to programming competitions all around the world are our academic partners. We are currently in the wonderful Episcopal School, and Episcopal High School was founded in 1839, which makes it older than a significant number of countries in the world. Universities and schools for generations have been the most reliable place to pass on the knowledge, the capstones that make sure that education and trust and intellectual activities are preserved through the years and are highly valued by everyone. So specifically in cooperation with schools, universities, academia, we achieved one of the biggest breakthroughs for competitive programming as well as other mind games. This would mean that if you ever are looking for a partner in crime, a wonderful host, a meaningful group of people that knows and values the same intellectual excellency that you may strive for, look for academia. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, as a recent world champion, was founded some 42 years after the high school that we are currently in, and for hundreds of years have been the staple of computer science education, as well as a place where people enjoy playing chess and value chess as a way to improve individually and as a team. We obviously work with our endemic sponsors that are coming from international technology and engineering, as well as we encourage our own graduates, alumni we call them, to look for their future colleagues, co-founders, and employees and employers within our community. Why? Because we've built trust. This is a place where these people can connect to each other, and chess community is ultimately the largest community of like-minded people, and it is a unique opportunity as well. And then we work with general brands, because education and excellence and outreach are the positive ideas that everyone looks for now. And this is where our core marketing activities come from, a wonderful mix of making sure that no matter what area a sponsor or a partner is coming from, they are always looking for something good, for stories that they can tell with our help about things that are good in the world, about the fact that the next generation will be better than us, smarter, stronger. Our academic partners, and again, going back to Massachusetts Institute of Technology here, has been incredibly valuable in all of the activities throughout the world. ICPC is an international competition. We are organized in 8 global regions of the world. And clearly cultural differences are a big thing, and if you've ever participated or organized an international event, I'm sure that's something that you're very familiar with. But nobody knows their people better than universities of the world. If you ever are looking in a trust in a specific place, just look for one in academia. Look for like-minded people within the university, and plenty of university administration and leaders have played chess throughout their life, which is an instant connection because you right away share those critical values. You make sure that you speak the same language, a language of chess in that case. And then academic partners become something more. They are our anchors in a region, they are our physical hosts with incredible locations and a huge student body to support that. They organize their own independent events, they organize open training that allows academia to become a magnet for everyone in the city. Universities strive to attract the best high school students. They would be happy to host a high school competition. University is looking for the best students to join their PhD program, and then they are happy to host an event for university students of a younger age. It's such a natural progression that has nothing to do with computer science at the core, just has something to do with the academia and total search for talent and ambition within our younger generation. And then we rely heavily on university people. They are being our coaches, our students, our volunteers, just like today we see in the room our wonderful volunteers from Episcopal High School as well. And it allows us to make sure that we can always deliver the best possible quality with the warmest possible touch of people who know and they're passionate about the topic that they're helping to build. Universities have incredible expertise in plenty of areas, but also have incredible, ambitious young talent. And one of the mottos that we follow within ICPC is we are trying to uplift. We're looking for talent early, not only within our contestants and participants, but also within the people passionate about the topic. They become incredible leaders, community centers, they grow the next generations of schools and coaches and teachers, they attract more and more. It's the passion you are usually looking for, and we're trying to make sure that passionate people have all possible resources to succeed within the infrastructure of programming contests with us. And we do that through a community building experience. We're making sure that all of those people, even if they're not physically in the same location or in the same region, are still able to easily communicate with each other, but facilitate those horizontal connections so that wherever you are in the world, you can ask us, where is the local community that is interested in the same things that you do? Either competitive programming or chess. And then we make sure that those horizontal connections are the most important thing that we reliably provide to our alumni. With over 33,000 of students yearly and a strict limit on the number of years of participation, it allows us to make sure that we have an ever-young community, which is also ultimately our biggest strength, and something that our sponsors, partners, co-organizers both contribute to and are incredibly happy to be part of. Competition was founded in 1970 as a local event, as a small local community in Texas A&M University. But then over the next 20 years grew incredibly into a true worldwide competition, because we were able to build that trust, to establish a system that guarantees that whatever the performance that was shown by our contestants in the competition environment was completely fair. And that's precisely something that I strongly believe is shared between plenty of intellectual competitions and chess, clearly. And we are never satisfied with just sponsorships. We are always looking for long-term relationships, for meaningful partnerships, either through marketing or through direct sponsorship. It's just so straightforward for technical companies to look for their future employees in programming competition. That would be too easy. We're never satisfied with that. We're looking for people who share our vision, who value the community first and the recruitment process later. We're making sure that those companies are truly invested in a long-term game, in a long-term partnership or plans. We're making sure that we are first building a community within our students and only then move on. We're looking for partners who are interested in hosting events, not just giving money and taking the contact information. We're looking for our partners and companies who have grown out of our top contestants because they understand what that means. We're looking for companies that can provide resources and infrastructure. We're never satisfied with that transactional love. We're looking for something really long-term. And then we make sure that we also offer the same long-term connectivity and long-term competition for everyone within the contest. And we are so happy to see our younger contestants go through all the way from participants to coaches to partners to future hosts. And this is what guaranteed the longevity of programming competitions in this incredibly changeable world. And our alumni are incredibly diverse set of wonderful, talented people that know and share our values within the community. And we are trying to make sure that we can light a spotlight on them. We create content about competitions. We're allowing to put every spectator in a POV of our contestants. We're doing that through live broadcasting, photography, storytelling, the interesting sequence of events. Just like double elimination system always creates drama and interesting talking points, we're making sure that our multi-tier system of contests and multi-year system of participation allows us to have interesting and positive narrative around the competition, which plenty of our partners are following. And then it's not just a local story, it's something truly global. It's something where we're making sure that we're serving all the communities at large. We're not focused on just American computer science and AI industry. We are not just focused on the Bay Area. Our outreach programs cover all over the world, and we are trying to make sure that the spotlight that will light on the best of the best contestants every year also travels to the world and helps build stronger communities and empower local talent, no matter how available the resources are. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lidia. And before we move on to our next speaker, I have a 7- and 10-year-old child, and I'd love to know, how early do people start their competitive programming careers?
I do believe that the earliest known success story has started at the age of roughly 6 years old, and this will not be any different from how any other grandmaster would answer the question, because parents were engineers and started showing us simpler problems at a very young age, either mathematical puzzles or chess puzzles as well. Surprisingly, parents of the highest rated competitive programmer in history is a chess player as well. But then it's not something that you need to start early, and this is our unique competitive advantage. One of the double world champions of our competition actually wrote his first line of code at the first year of university. So it's never too early, but it's never too late. Maybe you should join.
Great, thank you, Lidia. Our next speaker is a Moldovan chess grandmaster. He has won more than 70 international competitions. He's maintained a top rating exceeding 2,700. He is the author of 11 chess books. He's been a member of the Moldovan Parliament from 2019 to 2021. He's the executive director at FIDE, and his new company is called Chess ID. This, everyone, is Viktor Bologan.
Thank you, Tyler, for the introduction. And yes, so many roles in chess. Everything is about chess all my life. Since when I was 7, my father taught me how to play chess. And until now, when I'm 53, I never stepped back from chess. And I really enjoyed it. Chess is very diverse. The roles I was engaged are maybe about 10. And I've always enjoyed it. So I want to share with you the idea, which is more or less a summary of all my life. It's the Chess ID project startup. Everything you can say about chess, you can say in 3 words: play, learn, connect. So chess is really about socializing. Chess is really a game to play, first of all, and definitely we all learn with chess. So I think we need to, how do you, the logic, okay, thank you. So that's the general description of chess, but always when you start something new, you try, beside the fact that you want to make your dreams happen through, also you like to solve some problem. So from this point of view, the problem of the modern chess, there are many good things, many good parts, but the main problem is the fragmentation of our society, of our ecosystem. We have plenty of online platforms, we have plenty of clubs, organizations, different businesses, individuals who do practice chess, but what is lacking, it's the unification of all these actors into one ecosystem, bringing them all under one umbrella. This is the real need of the modern chess society. Just getting back to the problem, just one small example. I have a friend, a student actually, who was looking for the information of where to play a tournament. And he had a major tournament in his own big city, and he could not find it online, so he had to run away for another country to play a tournament somewhere else, you know. So that's just a small example. Or back to Doha, we have people that they don't know where is the chess club and so on. So this fragmentation, this lack of information, it's definitely a problem. So talking now about the solution, how that would be really a solution for our situation. So for the chess enthusiasts, we can bring in one window access to the services. Already by now we have about 15 partners. Among them you can name chess academies, vendors, chess service providers. So this will be one window access to all these services, so it will be much easier for the chess enthusiast to find what he needs, to find what he wants. And same for our partners, which is not only, let's say, commercial partners, but also can be club organization. They can find their interests. They will have direct access to all these chess ID holders. So that will make the chess life in general more organized and important, more accessible. So as I said, we have 3 categories of, let's say, chess people. So those are the enthusiasts. I mean, we can say we are all enthusiasts, but so for those, of course, as I said, the accessibility will be the key point. Also, the quality of the offered services will be also important, because we definitely are going to use analytics in this process, and every time we want to make a service, or we will always get a feedback, and always will improve our partners' offers. For businesses, again, they have this access to the bigger audience, it's always good for a business. And as in other businesses, it was always beneficial when you create this cross-interest platforms. So there some person before he was, for example, playing only on Lichess. Now he can play also on chess.com and somewhere else because he has all these platforms aligned in one menu. So he can choose today this, tomorrow that. So that will be same for any other vendors, type of vendors. So that's also for businesses will be a very important benefit. So what we would offer to organizations, of course, the biggest organization, which I also represent here, it's FIDE. It's about engagement. So now you know that FIDE is composed of 201 national chess federations. And the total amount of FIDE ID players, it's less than 1 million. So that's not a big number comparing with the estimate, more or less, of 600 to 800 million players and chess-related persons worldwide. So that's why FIDE and any other chess organization club will get access on the different level, local, regional, continental, national, to these players through these tools which we will provide via Chess ID. Now let's talk to our today's subject, chess and education. I have a wide experience introducing chess into schools, different programs back in Moscow, Russia, Qatar, and many other countries as well. So I know what I'm talking about. So the idea is that we do teach kids to play chess. We do it in schools. Everybody's very happy. The ministers are happy. Teachers are happy. So I'm very fine with that. Let's do it. Continue it. I just want to help this process. Just to make a small addition to that. That at the end of the course or during the course, the student gets this lifelong certificate, this chess ID, this chess passport, that will serve him for the rest of his life. So why this is important? First of all, any moment when he wants to get back to chess, is always welcome. He has his own story. He holds all the previous achievements, previous data, previous statistics, previous even played games. He can always get back. Second, this is very beneficial for the institutions. So you have these records, how many chess players, kids, students, they went through the program. So then it's much easier to report how many of them became real chess players, how many of them just get very good, I don't know, life achievements thanks to that. But again, this number would really help this statistics for kind of digitalizing the chess and education process. Now we have just founded a new International School Chess Federation. As we can see, it's very professional, very ambitious. And this project, for example, Chess ID, would be very helpful for these organizations to build up its own statistics, own networking. Because when you get a Chess ID, you have to submit few informations only. One of them is, of course, your name, your age, your email, which is already important, so you can always get contacted. And very important, the residence, the geographical location. Where are you? So you can know, for example, how many Chess ID holders we have in New York. So then with that, you can really work. So I think this Chess ID project, it's not only about general ecosystem, but specifically it can be very helpful for our efforts in chess and education. And we will definitely encourage to join us. The startup is on development stage now, but we definitely want to to bring more features and functionalities to it. So we can see that one of the important elements of the Chess ID platform is the marketplace. We already mentioned that we will bring together all these service providers, starting from individuals, ending up with the big names like chess.com or ChessBase. So again, this access to the marketplace will definitely facilitate and help the interest of chess students, even parents more over than students, to get what they want. Maybe a book, maybe a course, maybe an information about eventual tournament. Obviously, again, talking about the big databases, we can always use AI in order to optimize the educational process, the training, and the development of a chess player. Now talking in general about, let's get back to the general picture of Chess ID, of chess ecosystem. I checked this estimates what is the total amount of the chess market in the world, what is total market number, because we always have to talk about numbers. The estimate it's about 3 billion, which is, I don't know, bad or it's a small or big, but it's more or less there. So with this market, at this stage, when the chess community is fragmented, it's already a good number. But we definitely creating this more organized tools, we can increase this number. And what is really need to be kind of developed, this to educate chess community to spend money in a better way. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm a chess player, and every chess player is a greedy person because he doesn't want to give his pieces, and he doesn't want also to give his money. I mean, that's normal. But if we propose a value, something valuable in exchange, of course, they will be happy. So there is many colleagues here who are will present their ideas, and some of them are commercial, some of them are non-profit, but definitely this education, it's about to be developed more. So I more or less, I will not go into this ideas of revenue model. It's very standard. It's about subscription. It's about marketing and marketplace transactions. So what I want to make a call for an action. It's very easy now to get a Chess ID. Now it's very easy. You just go to chessid.com. You get your own Chess ID. You can also apply as a partner. Either it's a club organization or it's a commercial partner. And we are only starting now, but already we have quite a high interest in that. And I'm happy to present here. I want to thank the organizers, the International School Chess Federation, the Episcopal School for this wonderful event, and I am ready for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Viktor. How is Chess ID not only going to make life better for chess players, the people in this room, the people at this conference, how is Chess ID going to grow the overall base of chess?
Yes, I mean, as I explained today, it's you will be more focused. I will give an example. For example, I have a friend who is playing like dozens, hundreds of games on the platform on chess.com, and he is like, I cannot improve. I lose rating. What's happening? I spend so much time on chess, and what's wrong with me? I say, so in this case, Chess ID will help. It will get an analysis of all his statistics, how much time he spends, what he's doing, what moves he's doing, at what time of the day he's playing. And he will give an advice, guy, look, you should maybe play less games, maybe you should read more books, you should balance a little bit, please buy here, go there, play an offline tournament, don't stay too much online. So that would be a good example of how chess ID would help a concrete person to improve his chess experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone, let's give one more big round of applause for Viktor Bologan and Chess ID. Our next speaker co-founded Overspill Chess Club together with Magnus Carlsen, I've heard of him, and has served as the general secretary of the club since 2020. He's a Norwegian candidate master and has been vice president of the Norwegian Chess Federation since 2022. This, everyone, is Jon Kristian Haarr.
Thank you. Okay, so today I thought I was gonna try and explore a little bit how chess, educational chess, can become a compelling way for brands and institutions. So let's start off by talking, let's see, this is the wrong, the wrong slides, I believe. Okay, nonetheless. Let me talk a little bit about how we have done it in Norway to begin with. So in Norway we have a little over 10 years ago we started with a project under the Norwegian Chess Federation called the School Chess Project. And the School Chess Project is a more or less separate entity of the Norwegian Chess Federation. We wanted to have a separate entity because this way it would be easier to secure funding from different brands, and very luckily we were able to secure funding from the DNB Savings Foundation, which is an NGO who likes to give money to things that are positive in society. So very much so, I mean, we have explored today, how chess can be a really good case in education. And I think the numbers are showing in Norway that chess is really popular. It's growing a lot. But let's take a little step back and look at the broader picture. So for me, if chess, I think that chess is perceived in a negative way, then you will have problems with securing funding. So if chess is perceived in a negative way, then we have a brand problem. So is this the case today? I think the answer to that is yes and no. So chess has always been a very mysterious sport, let's say. Over the history of chess, we have seen magicians, we have seen, I think maybe you have heard of the Turk. That was this chess program or chess engine. I don't think it was a chess engine, but they traveled Europe during the 1700s, I believe. But chess has been perceived by the public as something very mysterious. Now, if we fast forward to the last 5 years, we have seen that chess has had an unprecedented growth in mainstream media coverage. So the reason for this are many, but let's start with, for example, in 2020, when the Netflix series Queen's Gambit came out, that had a huge impact in the culture. There has also been a lot of other coverage, obviously. We can mention the World Championships in 2023 when Ding Liren won, which was a very incredible World Championship, I have to say. And also in 2024, obviously, when Gukesh became the youngest ever World Champion. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right. But there has not always only been positive sides to chess, let's say. So a lot of media coverage has been chess drama and controversies. I think you all can recognize those. There has been cheating allegations. There has been a case of poisoning, I believe, in Russia. Many strange cases. But overall, I think that the coverage has been very positive for chess. Because we have also seen an unprecedented growth in cultural relevance for chess. I mean, with the chess.com, digital growth, and I think that we can say that smart is becoming the new sexy, more or less. So in my youth, when I started playing chess, chess players were often perceived as nerdy. I think that has changed a little bit, at least, that chess players are becoming more cool. I'm not sure if that's the case for everyone. And as a side note, I thought to mention the panel discussion yesterday that was leveling the game. They were discussing a little bit why there are so few women in chess compared to men. And personally, I think that it is harder for girls, maybe especially in middle school, from 8th to 10th grade, to actually go for chess. Like, if you want to be a chess player, you have to focus solely on chess often, and when they can play soccer or handball with all their friends instead, they often tend to not become the chess players instead. I mean, chess is somewhat it's somewhat hard to be a chess player, I can say. All right. Now we have, in the world, we have YouTube, we have streamers. I can mention plenty, but for example, Gotham Chess, Hikaru Nakamura, Agadmator, ChessBase India are marketing the game in a very good way, I would say. They show chess to the public, and the public really notices. Right, so if we're gonna get chess into schools everywhere, we have to sell it properly. And then we have to use the richness of chess. We have to show, I think, the history, the quality, what it actually provides, and we have to gather research. We have to show that chess actually works, which I firmly believe that it does. So do you, I think. But we have to convince the administrators, the politicians, that chess is something that is worth going for. I've listened to many panel speakers on this yesterday especially, and something that we can be a lot better at is storytelling. Those people who are able to provide vivid stories, create a narrative, that's the people that are really fun listening to. And I think that clear communication, where we can identify a problem, find a solution, this is the way that we have to sell chess properly. I noticed my colleagues in Dansk Skoleskak, Danish school chess, who had a very nice leaf that they put out with 4 issues that they can solve. This is a very good example of easy, clear communication where they identify the problem and they also can provide a clear solution. So, very good for you. Now, for us to sell chess, I think we need, first of all, we need to be bold. Chess could, for all that I know, be one of the most influential tools for success of the future, for success of our students. I think it's an extremely good tool, and we need to be bold and say it out loud. And we need to take space. We need to be where the decision makers are. And we need to make a good first impression. If you come in, either if you're a national federation or a private company, either way, if you want to sell chess, you need a proper product. You need a structure, you need a plan, and you need to show them what you are going to do with chess and how it can improve. And then I have put in also here, all PR is good PR. Well, it's about turning PR into our advantage. I can mention probably all of you have heard about the jeans gate. Yeah, so Magnus wasn't following the rules, playing in jeans. Well, what did they do afterwards? Well, they took the jeans and they auctioned it away for a huge amount of money, giving it to I'm not sure what it went to, but some good thing. And I think this is a good example of how you can turn bad publicity into more or less good publicity. All right, so chess is certainly not going away. I think we need to get in while we can, because I think it's crucial that chess can be used as a tool everywhere, especially in schools where it has a large impact. We have seen that throughout these panels. So I think everybody should try and follow some of these examples, and that way we can be better together. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jon. In light of connecting with these big companies for the betterment of chess, what kind of industries do you think should be approached?
Industries, yeah. So for in Norwegian, we have approached foundations mostly. So in the school chess project, we are writing applications, trying to show the value that we provide through schools, and they see that we are working for the common good, and therefore they are awarding us funds. And I think that's a good way to start. But certainly there should be other industries that you can try to approach as well if you want to go to the private sector. So you should try and focus on industries who really appreciate smartness, I would say. So some good examples for that would be financial services. I mean, we have the Freedom Holding Corporation as the main sponsor for this event, which are doing financial services, banking, tech. You can also try and approach legal and consulting. So I guess there are many more. Water has been a large, like bottled water has sponsored chess quite a bit. So many different industries, but try and think practically, add value, smartness. Yeah.
Thank you. One more time for Jon Kristian, everybody. Okay, our next speaker is a creative entrepreneur and former musician turned tech leader. He scaled Chessable into the world's largest education platform, serving as its CEO for 3 years. Now the head of fundraising and partnerships for the Gift of Chess, Chess of Slums in Africa, he focuses on purpose-driven ventures that inspire opportunity and positive change for future generations. Everyone, this is Geert van der Velde.
Hi, everybody. The title of this meeting is Strategic Partnerships, and specifically within the context of the future of chess education. And one topic that hasn't been covered a lot in chess education is how to turn young, aspiring chess players into chess professionals. In the past 6 years of work that I spent over at Chessable, we developed a platform that helped professionals, creators, but also amateurs develop, give them a tool to develop their careers as chess creators. So that's kind of the stage and the context in which I want to explain what I'm going to talk about. Because one of the first questions that I would get from chess parents who would reach out to me with the question of Chessable, the company, trying to sponsor their young player was, how can I get sponsored? And my question back to them was, well, how do you think? And they would have no answer back. And it's because the question that they ask me is the wrong question. The question shouldn't be, how do I get a sponsor? The question they should ask themselves, the question that young, aspiring chess professionals should ask themselves is, how do I become sponsorable? How do I become attractive so that a sponsor is interested in putting money down on the table and investing in a long-term relationship with me? Because sponsors aren't charities. Companies aren't charities. We're not in this to give you money so that you can go spend it on your chess career. As a company, and specifically as the CEO of a chess company, what I was interested in was looking and developing players who had an audience or who were developing an audience. And so what's super important for any company, if you step outside of the chess world, and especially if you're looking at other brands, is can a young chess professional reach a new audience for me to bring that thing that I want to align with this player to that audience? So when you are a business, when you are a potential sponsor for a player, there are 3 things that you want to look for in a player. You're looking for reach, you're looking for influence, and you're looking for brand alignment. And those 3 things are going to help you decide whether or not you're going to sponsor this player, yes or no. So when we think about developing an infrastructure for chess education, when we think about developing new, young, aspiring chess professionals, we should also think about, well, what does it take for them to succeed in the future once they've had an education, once they've become good chess players, and once they enter the, let's say, the professional field. And in music, an area where I was previously active as a full-time musician, there is a real infrastructure for talent development that starts very early. There are, in many countries now, music academies that once you have finished your primary and secondary education, you can go and get a college-level education. And these schools teach you not just to become good musicians, they're not just pure music academies, they also teach you to become music professionals. So they teach you all the other additional skills that you need. And what we've seen in the past, let's say 5 years, is that the rise of chess creators in the industry shows that there's a demand and that there's an audience for chess, for casual players especially also, who are simply trying to showcase and relate to an audience, and that they can monetize that. And the skills that those chess creators display are very different from what chess players do. Chess players, and unfortunately, most of the chess parents are focused on the results. They're focused solely on the sport of chess. They're focusing solely on being the next world champion. And frankly, there's only going to be one, and the chance of you becoming the next world champion is next to 0. So since you're most likely not going to be the next chess world champion, the better bet to make is to think about becoming a player and a chess professional who can have a career. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, nowadays with all the online tools, nowadays with all the other available ways to build an audience, is by working on creating one, using the social media tools, using the various platforms that are around nowadays that help you monetize chess content. So I'm talking about YouTube, if you want to build an audience, where you can also then start to become sponsorable. But there's also a platform like Chessable, which allows you to monetize chess educational content. And there are other places to go nowadays where you can try to monetize your brand, if you will. So how do you do this? How do you build an online audience? One of the more important factors for this is that when you showcase yourself to the world, you want to do that in the most authentic way. And authenticity, it sounds like a wonderful word in practice, but what comes with authenticity? What does it mean to be a person rather than a player, right? If you look at some of the more well-known chess personalities in the world, and let's take Ding Liren, former world champion, as an example, one of the things and one of the storylines that chess media and other people in the chess world were sharing together was that Ding was very open and very vulnerable about his mental health problems and about the stress that he experienced as a player. And that made him likable, it made him relatable, it made him into the underdog. Even though he was defending world champion, people were rooting for Ding because he was struggling. And the power of overcoming is a really strong story mechanism that helps people attach themselves and help people become fans. About 10, 15 years ago, there was an article published on Wire magazine by a guy named Kevin Kelly. And he published an article about the development of what he called 1,000 true fans. So one of the differences between musicians and chess players is that musicians manage and start very early on in developing a fan base, as opposed to chess players who go to a tournament, they play, they perform, and they have some followers, and they have some spectators, and then those people leave. But you watch the game, you watch the player, maybe you're a fan of their style, but you're not necessarily invested in the personality, in the person. And so what the story of Ding Liren and his vulnerability and his mental health issues showcased was that actually when there is a story, people can attach to that, and then suddenly people can become fans. And people were a fan, like people were rooting for Ding Liren to win the world championship. And of course, when he did, we were then celebrating that. He actually managed to overcome the mental health problems to win the world championship title. And then, of course, when he lost it to Gukesh, the story was, too bad. Ding Liren lost because he couldn't keep his mental health issues and his stress issues under control. At the same time, we were celebrating another story, which is the up-and-coming story of a young man. All these stories are super important for the development of brand, for the development of attractiveness to sponsors. Because in the end, whether or not a player wins or loses or not, it doesn't really matter so much to the fans, because they're following a person because they feel a personal connection with that player. And so here on the slide it says, musicians build fan bases, players have this problem of just having followers. What I'd like to kind of argue for is that when we think about chess education, when we think about helping young players, step into a career into the future, is that they think about their career as a place where they can build community, and that community is the thing that helps lift them up, so that we can stop being reliant on government subsidies or support, which are all also necessary factors, but what we're missing is the responsibility of the players themselves, taking responsibility for their careers, for the next steps, and they can do that by building an audience that is attached to their brand. I don't really have much else to add. There's a bunch more slides here about storytelling, but I think we've had a pretty long run with long stretches, so I'm going to cut that part short. There are ingredients to storytelling that are super important for chess players to learn, and especially chess educators to learn. And so I want to align with Jon Kristian here, who also said that the power of storytelling is becoming more and more important. And so the final conclusion, the final point that I wanted to make was, we have a bunch of chess journalists here in the room who are extremely good storytellers. Mike Klein, you're always very fantastic with the things that you manage to find and the story angles that you manage to tell on chess.com. But what would be better, in my opinion, is if the players themselves, rather than the journalists, think of the storytelling angles that they want to share. So it's great that we have chess media. It's great that chess media is good at spinning stories. It's great that, when Hans Niemann shows up and there's a villain arc to tell, that everybody can jump on that storyline. But it would be better if more and more chess players went out into the world and had a story to tell and thought about what the story is that they want to tell, so that they can start getting audiences and start becoming sponsorable. That's my story. Thank you.
Very, very, very interesting. Thank you. Our last speaker is a longtime tournament director, event organizer, leading Arizona State Scholastic Championship and supporting tournaments across the state and beyond. She now works at ChessKid as the Director of Enterprise Strategy, partnering with school districts and educators to grow the game globally. Everyone, this is Michelle Martinez.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Thank you. It's an honor to be up here with all of my esteemed colleagues. Thank you so much to the conference organizers for having us here today. I'm going to start I want to tell you just a little bit about my background. It's not a secret. Some of you might be surprised, or maybe you won't be so surprised, but I'm not a professional chess player. So don't be shocked. I am a chess mom. I'm a proud chess mom. And I taught my son Jonathan many years ago when he was in first grade how to play chess. And it did not take long before he was beating me. It was like embarrassingly quick. And I thought to myself, okay, I have to find like some other resource for him. I'm not it. And that is how we found ChessKid. And, all of a sudden, he was on this platform. He was having so much fun playing online with other kids. And he came up to me one night and he was like, "Mom, can I stay up late tonight to play chess?" And I was kind of strict with bedtime, but I was like, wait a second, is this the approved screen time that experts are talking about? And I was like, yes, you can stay up late. And so there was so much joy that he found in playing chess online. And I felt like something just changed. There was like a switch that was flipped, right? It was like he was not only thinking, but emotionally he was changing as well. All of a sudden I saw that he was like more focused. He was able to concentrate, and he was really excited about learning. Like, this is amazing. This is what parents, like what we're all looking for. And so seeing this like in my own kid, that's what led me to want to be a part of ChessKid, because I saw the difference that it can make in one child, which was my own child. And I wanted to help make that spark possible for as many kids as I could. And obviously at ChessKid, yes, we want kids to learn how to play chess, but we also, like I said, it's that love of learning. Like, that's what we want to create within kids. And of course, we have all the features. They can do lessons, they can do puzzles, they can play online. But there's those strategic partnerships that are what we really need, because that's how you can scale access to help even more kids. And I think, we're kind of seeing this shift in how people think about chess. And my colleague referred to it earlier as seeing people as nerdy who play chess, or maybe it's like just the gifted kids or just the smart kids. But it's not like that anymore. There's a shift that's happening. And I think we can kind of leverage that and scale chess so that we can make it accessible to all kids and give them, you know, the opportunity to develop all of these amazing life skills. And so I wanted to kind of give you some examples of strategic partnerships that I think are really cool that we've done at Chess Kid. I think they're a little bit different. I hope maybe they'll spark some interest or creativity or ideas in you to come up with your own strategic partnerships. One that we recently did was a national puzzle championship where we partnered with the US Chess Federation. And so the pilot that we did happened in 2024 at K-12 grade nationals. So it was just a test to see how many kids would actually be interested in this. Is this something that can be national? And so the pilot went really well. We didn't, publicize it a lot. It was just on the US Chess Federation website. And I think we had an article on Chess Kid. And so we had about 30 participants. But kids were excited, like they liked this. And so that's how it came to be, where we kind of scaled this and had this puzzle championship sanctioned by US Chess, an actual national puzzle championship conferring a title to the winner. And that debuted at Super Nationals 8 just this past May. And in that championship, we had almost 300. I think it was like 275 kids. We had two different sections, so elementary school kids could play in their own section, and then we had middle and high school kids playing in another section. And it was like, okay, yes, you're playing at a tournament. There's competition there. But this is a different type of competition. You don't need a chess rating to play in a puzzle championship. You don't need to know chess notation to play in a puzzle championship. You just have to want to solve puzzles. And so it was a pretty amazing event. We had, of course, FM Fun Master Mike Klein being the MC of the event, which kids, of course, always love to be able to have the opportunity to see a celebrity in person, And so one thing actually that really struck me yesterday, because I knew I was going to talk about this puzzle championship, was Jennifer Shahade when she said that when she was solving puzzles, when she had those puzzle books, like it wasn't the tournaments that sparked her interest in chess, it was the puzzles. And so that's why I think having kind of like this alternative kind of competition that kids can be a part of, maybe that's what's going to spark the creativity in kids. Maybe it's not so much the tournament experience, but it's coming in and doing like this really fun competition. Yes, it's a competition, but it wasn't the actual tournament. So it's a little bit more low pressure. It's not like competing with your team, it's an individual competition. But another thing that she actually mentioned yesterday, which I thought was really funny, is how her son likes the drama of chess, like when he goes to tournaments. There was a little bit of drama at the puzzle competition, I'm not gonna lie, because it's different than nationals where parents can't go on the floor and watch their kids play. Parents can actually be in the room for the puzzle competition. So there's drama because they're watching their kids solve the puzzles. They're watching the kids next to them solve the puzzles. And we actually kind of add a little bit more drama to that because what we do is project the leaderboard up on the screen and then we refresh it every once in a while. And so guess what? Parents can watch, and they're watching the usernames of their kids, and they're watching them switch positions. And so the parents get to have a little bit of a different experience than they get on the tournament floor because they're not allowed there. So they actually get to participate in the excitement of watching their kids compete. So I think that, being able to introduce a different kind of reimagined chess event at a national level is super important. Of course, traditional tournaments are important, but this is kind of just an alternative experience for kids to be able to have. And the next one that I'm going to talk about is our partnership with the Bolivian Ministry of Education. So with this partnership, we've actually brought Chess Kid to 110,000 kids and 17,000 teachers across Bolivia. So they have access to Chess Kid, and it's not just an extracurricular after school. This is something that is a fully supported classroom tool, so they're able to use it in their classroom. And I think, you know, being a part of one of the largest chess initiatives in any country, really, it's kind of what I talked about earlier when I saw, like, with Jonathan, my son, how he was like thinking more and focusing more. This type of partnership can position chess as a vehicle for that, for cognitive development, for tech fluency, and also for social connection. One thing that we did when it launched in May of 2023 is we actually had 300 teachers across Bolivia. They organized national online chess championships. So there were kids from big cities, of course, but there are also kids from rural villages who are participating. So suddenly now they're all connected. They're playing chess together online. And this is a new kind of chess community and culture that we were able to build within the country. And I think this one it's really important because it can serve as a model for education ministries and ed tech partners. It's a way for them to kind of come together. It's a way to scale chess. And when you do that, you can increase digital access and also educational equity. So it's kind of the thing we were talking about with the shift in how chess is being perceived. This is another way to kind of fuel that shift. And I think also, too, just, you know, bringing ed tech and public policy together, that's like a national education strategy that we can have. And this is something that you can use in like rural and underserved areas as well. So kind of zooming back into the US, a partnership that I want to talk about is in Orange County, Florida. And so this Orange County Public Schools, they're the 9th largest district in the whole country. And so we partnered with them, and they actually give a gold membership to every single kid in their district. So they're giving access to every student. That's about 100,000 students in Orange County who are able to learn chess. And they're able to do it regardless of their socioeconomic status, regardless of their digital access, because the district actually gives them their own tablet. And, you know, they might not have a chess coach or a chess club at their school, but with this tool, they are able to learn chess. And I think, you know, it's been several years since it started, but there's something that's like pretty special happening in that district. There is a chess culture that's been growing. So we've seen teachers who are using Chess Kid in the classroom, so they're like building in time for kids to actually use this tool and learn chess. Schools have taken this to the next level. They're forming teams, and they're going to over-the-board tournaments. Some we've even seen at national tournaments. And we've seen younger students, little kindergartners, who are solving puzzles right alongside their older peers, you know, in 5th and 6th grade. So again, you know, this culture, it's a language that they're all speaking together. And also, which I think is really cool, is teachers are getting on board. I mean, one thing that we always say is, you don't have to be a chess professional to teach chess. That's why I told you at the beginning, I'm not a professional chess player. But we've seen teachers are getting into it. So they don't have to teach chess to their students because they can just use Chess Kid, but they want to learn how to teach chess. So they're actually using our classroom tools, they're using the lessons for themselves, and they're learning right alongside their own students. And so one thing that we want to kind of do is take these partnerships to the next level. So, of course, it's important to, get the tool to every student, get them using it, get the teachers on board, and get all of that training done. But I think now we're kind of ready to elevate this. And so what we're actually launching within the district is a district-wide chess challenge. So this is going to kind of play out over the next few months. This is our first time doing it, so we'll have to see, what ends up happening. But I'm really excited about it. And so schools they're all going to compete against each other within the district, playing as many fast chess games as they can. And the winner is going to be crowned, the Chess Kid district-wide champion. And, we're going to have awards. We're going to come to their school and have a huge in-person celebration and celebrate chess with them. And so I think, it's a way to keep kids engaged. It's a way for them. They don't have to be the top-rated kid to help their school win this contest. They just have to play meaningful chess games, and they have to want to just keep playing. And it doesn't matter if they win or lose. They're still contributing to their school's score. And I think, actually, what my colleague Lidia talked about earlier, I learned so much from her presentation. I was taking mental notes because I think a lot of what she shared, we can also apply to our competition to kind of make it even more successful. So stay tuned, because we'll be able, we'll be reporting about that later on and how it goes. But I think one thing that I really love about this partnership is it's scalable. We can take the format of their chess program and apply it to other districts. We can also take this competition and do more with it. So we can take it to other districts. Maybe we can take it to a statewide tournament. Maybe we can make it a national tournament someday. So, and one more partnership that I kind of want to talk about is just our partnerships that reflect our social mission. So one of them is Chess in Slums, which I look forward to working with my colleague on more in the future. Yeah, but Chess Kid was actually one of the first platforms to talk about their mission and promote it. The first. All right. And we also have at Chess Kid a grants program. So that's our way of helping schools with limited resources. So to date, we've given out 100,000 memberships. So 100,000 kids are able to learn chess who didn't have the resources to do that. And a lot of times what schools or districts will use this for is actually a pilot, a trial, to see, what is, to kind of gauge the excitement. And they can actually take the numbers, the participation numbers from Chess Kid, and take it to their principal or their superintendent or their school board and use that pilot as a case to get chess within their classroom or their school district. And another partnership that I'm really proud of is also the launch of the Chess Kid Girls Club, which was just a few months ago, and we're already up to 5,000 members. And so every month we bring in special guests, and again, it's not the most famous chess players, it's not the most high-rated chess players. We've brought in tournament directors or event organizers, coaches and educators. We even had a high school girl who grew up playing chess. She came in as a mentor. And what they do is they share advice to the girls. We have AMAs where, sometimes the question will be, what's your favorite opening? And the other will be, do you like pandas or bears? Which one do you like better as your favorite animal? So, and it's a way for girls to kind of see, what opportunities are there in chess and what opportunities are girls and women doing in chess. And so I think, these partnerships can show what kind of real-world impact we can have. So we can see, who chess can reach, and we can also give kids a place where they know that they belong. So I'm going to close and just say it's important to remember, and I always think about this, is you don't have to be an expert to make chess work, because as you all heard, I'm certainly not one. You just need to have a goal, and you just need to find the right strategic partner. And so you might know somebody, and I'm going to give a call to action to chess moms and chess dads, because you should be included in this, because you might know somebody in a school, maybe the government, maybe a nonprofit. And those people might not realize that they're in a position where they can actually implement a chess program. But you might realize that they're the perfect person, that they're the decision maker. So I hope with this information and the different partnerships you heard about, maybe someday you can plant the seed and you'll be the spark that launches a meaningful chess partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. As a way to put a button on everything here, I'd like to ask you one last question. If you could change one thing about how the world views chess education, what would it be?
Oh man, you gave me a hard question. Okay, I actually have thought about this a lot. And I think it's something that a couple of us have kind of talked about today, is changing the perception of chess. Like who gets to play chess? It's not just the gifted and talented kids in a special class, or the nerdy kids at the lunch table, or the elite. It's everybody. Everybody should be able to have the chance to learn chess. I think chess is like one of the most democratic learning tools that we have. You don't need to have equipment. I looked in like our game closet to find a board and set when I wanted to teach my son. You don't have to have like prior knowledge. You don't have to have a particular learning style. Like anybody can learn. And I think chess, it'll meet you like exactly where you are. You might be excelling academically, but you might not. You might be struggling. And we see, schools are not necessarily using chess to create grandmasters. They're using it to like build connection, and they're using it to build culture. So yeah, I think that's what I would I wish that more people would understand, is chess isn't just an elite pursuit, it's a universal one.
Great, thank you, Michelle. I want to give one more shout out to all of the speakers. We have Lidia Perovskaya. Everyone give her a round of applause. We have Viktor Bologan. We have Jon Kristian Haarr, Geert Velde, and finally Michelle Martinez. Everyone was very interesting. My name is Tyler Schwartz. Everyone was interesting, but hey, we also finished.